Hi, my name is Scott Garibay, and this is an open letter to Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve, I have thoroughly enjoyed Dune 1 and Dune 2. I really can't thank you enough for making this spectacular film, but I have a request for you. Let's go. All right. So, first of all, you have finished book 1. I am incredibly thankful for you finishing book 1. And in the first two, in Dune 1 and Dune 2, you have fully fulfilled book 1 of Frank Herbert's work. Now, at this point, you may get an opportunity to do more Dune material. This is my request to you, and I know it's unusual, but hear me all the way through. Please please ignore all subsequent books after book 1. They are not good. So basically, you have created an incredible story, and most people who read Dune love book 1 and then go, oh yeah, the other books will get really weird, and then they'll say other words and none of them are good or better, right? The reality is Frank Herbert made the best science fiction novel, made one of the top 3 science fiction novels any American has ever written, ever. That's what Dune is. The rest of the books are not good, right? Now, we've arrived at a point in time that you have created, Denis, all right? Denis, you have made the first good, well-received, critically acclaimed adaptation of the book, okay? Now, at this point, what we want to do is we want to see the other houses. We want to learn more about how people travel in this world, what the effects of spice are, right? But the reality is, I know what you did to Dune 1 and Dune 2. You pulled out all the weird, right? Like, you made it dramatically less weird. Like, one of the things that is in the Dune books is that the navigators are gigantic floating brains and they look like fish, right? Like, and the reality is, most muggles, right? Like, you made an accessible Dune. You made a Dune that not just super intelligent science fiction readers would enjoy. You made something that, a regular, that regular muggle people can enjoy and engage with, right? And the reality is, Frank Herbert has taken you as far as you can go. But you are a brilliant writer. I trust your vision. And I really think you can make new books, that you could make new films that completely abandon all of Frank Herbert's words, right? And you should. And the reason why is the rest of Frank Herbert's words are not good, right? And that's okay. He didn't need to write. He wrote one of the 3 best American best sci-fi novels ever written, period. You don't even need to put the American asterisk on it, okay? And that's enough, right? Like, it doesn't really, it's no skin off of him that the rest of the books stink, right? But they do. They're weird and they're not good, right? But you've created such incredible momentum with the 2 movies you made, and captured the world so well that at this point, let's Game of Thrones this, right? Like, let's pretend that nothing else exists and just create it on your own. Like, and the reality is, you're like, well, wait a second, that didn't work out well when the Game of Thrones guys wrote their own ending. It actually did work out great, just fine. Everyone's like, oh, that's a bad ending. Well, guess what? That bad ending was better than what anything George R.R. Martin wrote, which was nothing. And frankly, I'm very convinced that whatever you will write today will be far better than what Frank Herbert wrote, right? Now, I know you're going to get a huge amount of press back from Dune fans, right? But the reality is, you are a visionary, and you know when going your own way is the right way to go. So, Denis Villeneuve, I would really love to see some more Dune films, right? And I would love to see your vision for them. And I beg you, abandon the rest of the Dune novels. They are very weird and very not good. But Dune 1 is a masterpiece, right? And Frank Herbert was a phenomenal writer. And it didn't matter that any of the books after Dune were not good, because Dune was amazing. And I really would love to see your vision of Dune. And I'm very confident that your vision of Dune going forward could be bigger and better than what Frank envisioned. And why should you do this? Well, I really believe that Dune, Dune already has legacy. you have given it momentum. That means that Dune, the intellectual property, is a legamomon. Okay, that's something that has legacy and momentum. Okay, and not only can you give us 2, 3, 4 more movies in this world that I think would be amazing, but you could also unlock the ability for others to play in this world and make it exactly like Star Trek. Star Trek has hundreds of novels. It has hundreds of games. It has hundreds of connections to the intellectual property that have made it robust, and it has legacy and a momentum. And Star Wars is the same, and I think Dune deserves to be in that collection of incredible, awesome science fiction series that can move forward. And if you do what I just said, which is abandon any fealty to Dune books 1 through X, because none of them are good, and none of them are remotely as good as what you've already finished, right? So please bring your vision, bring your ideas, and I'd really just beg you, go in the right direction that you want to go. And I really think it's going to be much better than Frank Herbert ever did. Every single word is my humble request to you, Denis.